Notice of this meeting was submitted by fax to the Spartanburg Herald Journal, posted on the bulletin board and the town lobby of the town hall and on the town's website. Let's stand for the invocation. Can we just take a minute or just a moment before we pray to a moment of silence for Judge Henson. He was a judge here in our town, lifelong resident here. Just a minute, a moment of silence for him. Father, we thank you for this night. We thank you for the people who are here. We thank you for the council. We thank you for the members of this town. Father, that showed up to participate in whatever way that you sent them to this meeting tonight. Father, we pray that we do the right thing for the town and the right thing for you. In your name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's pledge allegiance to the flag. Salute the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Tonight we have a presentation for the South Carolina Hunters for Hungry.
Yes,
Hunger.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. We have Bob Williams, I believe, with Hunters for the Hungry. That's going to be coming up and presenting to council just a report of what they've been doing and what's been going on with Hunters for the Hungry. Just so everyone knows, Love Bailey was not able to be here tonight, so that'll be moved to March.
Okay.
My name's Bob Williams. I'm with South Carolina Hunters for the Hungry. I have a pass out for everybody before we start, besides the additional information you have there.
I'm fine. How you, bud? Thank you. I got two of them.
I got one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Members of the council, Pacolet, I want to thank you for the opportunity to address you today on behalf of the South Carolina Hunters for the Hungry regarding the renewal of our lease at the Pacolet Armory. I stand before the council as a representative of our organization and deeply committed to serving the community of Pacolet. Since our partnership began, South Carolina Hunters for the Hungry has been unwavering in our mission to provide nutritious meals to those in need throughout our region. Through the generosity of organizations, hunters, and supporters, and the invaluable resource of the Pacolet Armory as our base, we have delivered thousands of pounds of healthy, protein-rich food to families facing hunger. Our efforts have not only nourished our bodies, but have also strengthened the community. We are proud to say we are good stewards of the Armory. We have maintained the facility with care, respected its history, ensured it remains a safe and welcoming space for all who enter. Any improvements, minor renovations, have been made with the utmost respect to the Armory's heritage and with an eye towards serving the greater good of the upstate. Previous council recognized our philanthropic mission and saw fit to lease the Armory to South Carolina Hunters at no charge. This decision enabled us to channel our resources directly into feeding the hungry and improving our outreach programs. I must emphasize that any rent that we are charged would take away from crucial funds that should be directed towards feeding needy people and making essential renovations to the Armory itself. Our mission is simple, but the needs are great, and every dollar counts. Your continued support through a renewed lease will not only affirm our commitment to fighting hunger in our community, but also preserve a partnership that brings hope, health, and positive change to Packlet and beyond. Together, we can ensure that the Armory continues to be a place of service and compassion. And thank you. I just want to go give you a few highlights here. South Carolina ranks 7th in the nation in food insecurity, which is kind of sad for our state, but that's just the facts. South Carolina hunters started off as a group of hunters who felt blessed by God because they had more deer than they could actually use. So they started giving it to families in needs and churches. And then they were paying for all this, so they became a 501c3 to raise money to pay the processors. Because what we encourage hunters to donate deer to processors. We reimburse the processors for their work, and then we give that venison to nonprofits. When we started just giving out basically venison, and then we got connected with United Way's Gifts in Kind, which is was a return center from Walmart, and you can go to the center and get whatever they had available. It was overstocks or basically paper towels, cleaning supplies, whatever. And when we gave the venison out to the people we were supporting, we also gave these non-food items out. And then we got the Armory in Packlet, which we were really blessed with, and we had to make a plan of what we wanted to do with it, because we were used to having a trailer and a big freezer and just giving the stuff out to people, giving the venison out to people, and then along with whatever we got from Gifts in Kind. And then we got the Armory. We really had a vision to really expand our services to the community. So I passed out to you a list of the improvements that we made to the Armory, and that's where largest part of our budget goes to. Besides buying food, is making sure that the Armory is maintained. We're also blessed with being partners with Second Harvest Food Bank of the Metrolina and Dollar General. Second Harvest Food Bank is a member of Feeding America, and we got involved in the TFAP program. TFAP program is a program where the government buys food and gives it out to organizations like Second Harvest, and then we participate in that. So that's meat, it could be meat, eggs, milk, apples, whatever is a surplus, they buy, and then we get it, and then we distribute it out to the folks that we serve. And Dollar General has also been a great partner too. They will give us a tractor trailer load of merchandise, and then we divide that up. And when we give out the food, like today we gave out carpets, gave out whatever we get from them. We also give to the folks that we serve, and that's food and non-food items. I don't know if any of you have a pet. I know I have a dog, love my dog, and my wife feeds 2 stray cats. So last year we gave out, besides food to the folks that we serve, we gave out 200,000 pounds of pet food. Now, what does that mean to the folks that we're giving food out to? They don't have to spend that money in their budget on pet food. They could spend for their families and themselves to help feed themselves. One of the things we're really proud of, we lined up with Second Harvest, was we have a distribution center once a month at the Piedmont Interstate Fairgrounds, the Spartanburg Fairgrounds, where we take our forklift, load the truck up, take it down to the fairgrounds, have our volunteers give this food out. Last year we gave out 250,000 pounds of food from the fairgrounds, and that's all through the Packlet Armory. We also participate in Spartanburg Shares. Spartanburg Shares is where we lend folks handicap equipment, wheelchairs, crutches, Whatever they need, they pick it up there, and then they return it when they're done, when their disability is over with. 3 years ago, we decided that our program was doing so well, we wanted to go statewide. So we met with Senator Shane Martin, and we started getting some funding from the state to go statewide. South Carolina Hunters for the Hungry is unique in the nation because every state has a Hunters for the Hungry operation. What they do is basically same thing we do in statewide, is hook up hunters giving deer to processors and then giving it to nonprofits like Mobile Meals or food banks and soup kitchens. But we're blessed here because we have the armory, and that helps us in the whole upstate. In your packet, you'll see a list of the organizations from 5 different counties in the upstate that we service. One of the last things you see on the pamphlet is a picture of our venison meat sticks. I apologize, I brought some home today, but I forgot I left them home when I came here. But it's a 4-pack meat stick, and last year we actually distributed 75,000 of these meat sticks to the state. And that's all through, again, in cooperation with part of our Packlet operation. So I'm here if you have any questions about what we do or anything you'd like to talk about, I'd be glad to do it. I know, like I said, we had our last lease at the Armory was for 5 years. If there's any way we could get it for 10 years, because again, we're part of the Armory. If we have to make renovations to it, you can see from the pass out I just gave before we started, how much money we've actually spent at the Armory. So, and a lot of organizations have really helped us out. Spartanburg County Foundation helped us out. Dabo Sweeney's All In Foundation helps us a lot. Second Harvest Food Bank has been a godsend to us. When we used to give out venison, we used to pay $2 a pound for the venison. That's what a processor charges us to take the deer and turn it into like hamburger. Now from TFAP we get that for free. So, and we serve about 1,000 people a month from the Armory, just locally. If you saw this morning, if you're driving down here, you'll see the lines backed up from on Sunny Acres Road. What we do, the people sign up and they drive up in the car, and our volunteers actually load their car up. Give them a case, a big box of food, give them a bag of meat, give them whatever else we have, canned goods, and then we load their cars and they leave. So it's like a real easy process for them. Just to say how some folks really need help. The one guy we serve doesn't have reverse in his truck. So he has to drive up to the driveway, we load his car, then he backs down and drives out. But it's sad some people don't know where the next meal is coming from. And that's our focus, food insecurity. There's a really big need for it in our state, especially here in Packlet and Union County. Cherokee County, they have some of the lowest food insecurity rates in the state. So, yes,
How long have you been at the location at the Armory?
5 years.
5 years. So this was the first lease just ran
Yes,
out.
sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Again, we've since we started back in 2004, we donated to the community 1,700,000 pounds of venison, which is enough for over 7 million meals of protein. So just think, that's the effect we have on on the community. And again, at the Armory, we're all volunteers.
We've been there since 2012 in the Armory.
We've been there 2012? I thought we had a 5-year lease. We've been in the Armory since 2012. Sorry, Terry just corrected me on that. I apologize. I know Patrick said our 5-year lease was up. That's why that was 5 years. Questions? You know, like I said, we really, the Armory put a lot of money into, we have a lot of pride in it. Second Harvest makes us, has very high standards. They do yearly inspections on it, making sure the temperature of all the commercial freezers are the same. We have a rodent program where, you know, everything has to be off the floor. We have pest control. Yes, ma'am.
When you all make the repairs on the building, do you make the town aware of it? Do you show them receipts and that type of thing?
We have it in the past, but we could. It's that, you know, whenever we do. I mean,
Okay.
I just, yeah, wasn't aware. If you wanted, we'd be more than happy to share that with Patrick. Anything we do as far as upgrades. And you all are welcome to come visit down there and take a tour. Be glad to have you come down and show you around.
I appreciate you sharing that with us, Bob.
Okay.
We-
Thank you, Mayor.
We consider, you know, the work you do there and
Okay.
what y'all have done for it.
Well, again, like I said, we all have a real, we all try to really help our neighbors out. You know, people that are less fortunate than ourselves. It's sad some people don't know where their next meal's coming from.
Yes.
And that's where we can't cure the whole problem, but we sure make an effort to try to help out. Thank you, council. I really appreciate you listening to us.
Thank you.
At this time, we have a presentation for the Packlet Opry House. Mr. Frank.
Yes, we've got Frank Holden and we've got Maggie Burns. And if you are aware, the Opry House is the Packlet Opry House. At some point, it was, I believe council actually approved it being the R.S. Burns Opry House. And Maggie Burns is the wife of R.S. Burns.
Yes, that's correct.
You can just introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Frank Holden, and I'd like to thank Mr. Mayor and the council and Patrick for allowing me the time to speak. I've been going to the Packlet Opry House. I was invited a little over 25 years ago, and I go every Friday night. It's been just a joy to me. I play drums. And Mr. Burns, you know, pretty much built it with the help of volunteers, Wade Kobe, and people like that you all know, and Ned, you know, he's painted and stuff like that. But anyway, I would just like to keep his legacy, you know, going, and I think it's good for Packlet, and everybody knows it, and it's been, you know, it's just a real nice place to go to, and, you know, clean, and, you know, we don't have drinking or smoking, or it's just a clean place. And we maintain the building, and, you know, we put a new roof on it not too long back, and heat and air unit, and just anything that happens, you know, we take care of it. And we're strictly a nonprofit. We just make enough money to pay the bills and, you know, keep it going and keep it looking good. And anyway, we'd just appreciate it if y'all would consider. I don't know if we had a formal lease before in writing, but because, like I say, it was made by volunteers, and actually Maggie and Mr. Burns got married there way back, even before I started coming. But I would just like you to consider letting us have a lease on it for, I think, 5 years is what Patrick and I talked about, and that's about all I can say. If y'all want to ask me any questions or anything about it.
Do you want to talk about some of the repairs and investments that y'all have made up to the building?
Yeah, we've made investments. We've painted, and we added on up to the stage and added part of the building on. You know, we bought refrigerators and the canteen, and, you know, I don't know, we've spent a lot of money on it just trying to keep it in good condition. And but yeah, we'd like to, you know, keep it going, you know, a little longer. I think Patrick's got some pictures up there of the inside. Actually, Maggie and I painted that stage to kind of look like I went to the Grand Ole Opry, and I tried to make it look like the Grand Ole Opry stage. And that carpet on the floor, we got for free. It was donated by the Packlet Mills Baptist Church. When they put in new carpet, we repurposed the existing carpet that they had. But yeah, you can kind of see the stage there. And Mr. Burns, we honor the veterans, so he's got paint paddles. I think Ned donated those, and anybody that was in service that served, they can put their name on a paint paddle and tell when they served, or any of their family members. I noticed a lot of families from Packlet are on that list. It's I think some of them even went back to the Civil War that it was named up there. But it's just a historical thing, I think. And it's right on top of the amphitheater, basically. So, yeah, that's looking back from the canteen, but
I have a couple questions for you, sir. So this proposed lease is between the town and you and Maggie personally?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you guys do there? Is
We play music,
okay.
country, old time rock, whatever, gospel music.
How often?
We play on Friday. We usually play on Friday from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And we have had, like on Saturday, we'd have maybe a gospel music special occasionally, but not very often.
Okay. Do you guys intend to create any entity for this, or will it just be in your? I'm concerned. I guess liability. Is there an insurance policy in?
We intend to get a policy, a liability policy,
Okay.
in case of anybody gets injured or anything like that, to take care of that. And we have, like on either side, we have a door on each side, about halfway down, and up on the stage, we have 2 doors that open very easily from the inside, going out. In case anything like a fire did happen, maybe people would have an easy exit to get out. We'll have fire extinguishers and that type of thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll move into item 6, the citizen comment. Is Ms. Guyton? Hello.
Okay, good evening. My name is Christy Guyton, and I live on 220 Briarwood Drive in Packlet. And we are here to ask the town to consider a proposal to install possibly two speed humps on Briarwood Drive, mainly to protect the children in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood has much more traffic now, and we have 20-plus children who spend a lot of time walking and riding bikes on Briarwood and Fernbrook Circle. The problem we're having is the hill going up to the turn at Fernbrook Drive. Cars coming up the hill cannot see what is over the hill until it's too late. And we had a very close call a few months back when a person nearly hit my grandson. She could not see him, and he could not see her. Luckily, there wasn't any injuries, but that lady was just torn up beside herself, and so was he. We have spoken to the South Carolina Department of Transportation, and they suggested that we ask the town of Packlet to install the speed hump to help with the traffic calming efforts. The DOT told me that our local government, which has jurisdiction in our area, is required to be the ones that sponsor the traffic calming effects. We have 3 speed limit signs on Briarwood. 2 of them are 35 miles per hour, and the other one is 15 miles per hour. Well, sadly, these signs are not being observed. So we would like to request hopefully 2 physical barriers, such as speed humps, to slow down the traffic and save our children. And also the adults. A lot of adults walk for exercise, but we see the children. They're there a lot. And we just thank you all for allowing us to express our concerns. And we respectfully encourage the council to move forward with the installation of these speed humps, which will significantly improve the safety of our children, and that will be giving us a peace of mind. And we have several from the neighborhood here tonight, and other people have written letters to you all, and I hope you have a copy available, giving their input as well. So several of us are here tonight, so if you all have any questions, maybe we can answer those for you. So we just appreciate you all listening and hopefully help us out.
Hi, we had talked last week, and I did drive down there and look. A couple things that I saw. Yes, the speed limit signs are hard to see, even with no leaves on the branches right now. That's something that we can trim back. Where you get up around the corner, it's hard to see there. I'm not sure whose property that is on the corner, but there's a lot of shrubbery and so that is very blocked view right there. That's something we can also look at. As far as I'm looking into the speed hump, there's a lot of things. You need 75% of the neighborhood has to agree to it, which is understandable, which sounds like there's a lot of support for that.
I already have talked to them, and everybody's in favor. Matter of fact, 2 of my neighbors have lost a loved one due to this same type of situation. And everybody's on board with what I'm presenting to you all.
Yeah.
And I mean, I even had one person to say, you know, if we would be willing to help financially if we could get this speed hump where it needs to be.
Right.
Because the signs are not slowing people down. People
Right.
know they're there. They see the 15 miles per hour. And this neighbor that lives right there where that is on the corner informed me that cars come so fast, they end up in Billy Spencer's driveway.
I'm sure, yeah.
They can't turn because they're going too fast.
Yeah.
So we're just all concerned about our children. We have a lot more children in this neighborhood now than we've ever had. And they need to have the privilege of playing outside, not being afraid of cars, and they do ride their bikes. And I think any neighborhood allows that to happen. So anything you all can do to help us, we would greatly appreciate.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You said the DOT said that the local municipality needed to sponsor.
That's what they told me.
So when you say sponsor, you mean fund it?
Well, that's what they said. They have to initiate it. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
have to be the ones. Because I asked them for it. I talked to them about doing it. They said, we don't do that. This would be up to your town,
Yeah, I mean,
your local government.
I guess my follow-up question is, has anyone priced out what these cost? How
I think
deep
it's part
have
of
you?
the study. There are
Yeah.
some numbers online. I started looking into it. There's numbers online telling you ranges and stuff like that, but really,
I think
it has to be delved
I think it's a
into
great idea. I don't know who would oppose it. It just comes down to dollars, I guess.
Well, we think our children are worth a lot. And I think, you know, I even told them at the DOT I would be willing to donate money toward it too. And I just think it really needs to be done. We've put up with this for quite a while, and everybody's fearful of what's going to happen. And if you could be there when the kids are out playing and riding the bikes and see where they are, you would see. And I have neighbors that weren't able to come tonight because of other reasons, but they don't even have children out there, and they're very concerned about other people's children.
So what I'm getting is you are requesting tonight that the town start the process
Yes.
of pursuing it.
If you don't mind,
Okay.
yes, that's what we would like for you to do.
I don't think we have to make a commitment to at least start that, right? I mean, it's really going to come down to what the town's able to do, but is there?
Yeah, what I've been reading is we have to start a study, and there's a process through the state, the study we have to do, but we can get the ball rolling and do that.
And
And I know-
are these two roads, they belong to the town of Packlet? They're not
They're
state
state
roads?
roads, they're state roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The road is a state
Yeah,
road.
they're DOT roads.
So is that going to be an issue? Because I know in the past, when we tried to get speed bumps on a state road, they wouldn't allow it. So is there going to be any pushback?
I'll also check with the superintendent for Spartanburg County and find out all the information that she's found. And I just want to verify everything and see what all the process is, and I'll let y'all know as soon as I find the information.
Okay.
Will you also ask them, like, I know it's a state road, so I don't know that we could limit it, but can we get signage stating local traffic only, children at play, stuff like that? That should be visible as well in a neighborhood like that.
One of the first things that I'm going to look into is there shouldn't be so many variations in terms of speed out there, like the 15 up to 35, and so we can go look at that immediately. And if any of the, like Jules mentioned, the corner right there with the overgrown brush right there, that's a violation of our code ordinance to have overgrown brush on a corner of a property. So either we'll address that with the property owner, or we'll go out there as the town and clean up that area so it can be better seen.
If it's a state road too, they have a right of way so far off the road, and we can talk to Chief Halls about getting more patrol.
I actually did talk to him, and he said they would, they're diligent about trying to hit every road in Packlet on every shift. And he also said that, I did mention that to him, and he will try to do extra patrols down there, especially at that school time, that type of thing. So he is aware of it and has offered to obviously help.
Okay, it sounds like this is something that we're going to consider. We appreciate your concern, and we will consider the options, and we'll get back with you. And we appreciate you coming out tonight, sharing your concerns. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you
Yes.
allowing us to do this.
Yes, ma'am.
So how long do you think it will be before we hear back?
I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Because we've been in contact, and, I'm in contact with Patrick, and I'll keep you posted.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Moving on, approval of January 8th, 2026 minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
All in favor? Item number 8, executive session regarding negotiations of lease and contract agreements and legal advice from town attorney. Do I have a motion that we end or move away from open meeting to executive session?
Motion to enter executive session.
All in favor? Okay.
Are we allowed to bring Mr. Willis in? No. No, okay.
In executive session, there was no action taken. Do I make a motion that we enter into open session again?
I make a motion to enter into open session.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? We'll have department reports.
The condemnation is going really well. Most of the properties are being taken care of. That was on number 2. Number 6 on there is the Ethics Commission website has been fixed, and so if you've already filed your SEI reports, you'll need to go back in there and you'll need to list that your entity is the town of Packlet. For those who have not done that, just do it. You'll just go through the SEI to do your reports. I think there's only 2 of y'all that have not done I think there's only 2 of you all that have already done your SEL report, maybe 3.
I did mine before you came up with that, so I think mine's still good because,
No, because
Double check it,
I
yeah.
checked yours.
Okay.
And it says it's your city council, but it doesn't say with what organization. For some reason, Packlet disappeared off their list. Actually, at one point, it said that all of the members of the town work for the governor's office.
okay, so I need to go back through and do that again.
Is mine okay, Patrick? I did mine.
Have you done yours recently?
I'll recheck. I did mine before all of that happened, but I'll recheck
I
this.
don't think I've checked yours. I've checked the mayor's, and I've checked
Yeah.
Mr. Cooper's, and I've checked Ms. Lemon's on there.
Because it was
They had
due by the
mentioned that they
10th.
just
It was due by the
recently
10th.
Ma'am?
I said it was due by the 10th.
It's due by the 30th of March.
March 30th.
Oh, so,
Yeah, I had done
Yeah,
mine
so
ahead of
we
time.
don't
too.
have to
I-
get through,
income
go
statement
through this right
That's
now.
your income
Yeah,
statement.
mine went through, but I had to go back and change it too,
Oh, I
because I
thought
had
you
done
was
it
talking about
before like
something
you
recent.
did.
Okay.
And I had to.
Let's
Yeah,
move
let's
on.
just
All right,
everybody
thank
check
you.
their reports. Make sure you're up to date with them.
Yeah, I haven't done mine yet.
Patrick, I did have a question. On number 8, like for the roads, is that only state roads or are those local roads funds too?
That is the $1.2 billion that we'll be getting in FY '28 is for all roads of the town of Packlet.
All roads?
You can spend that on any road that you would like that's located within the town of Packlet.
Because it was, you had on here that having someone evaluate them was going to cost a lot of money. Is there anything saying that we can't take feedback from citizens to pick out the worst roads?
No, I mean, I don't think the town necessarily may or may not have the money. I mean, it's up to y'all if y'all want to spend those dollars. That was a way to make it less political. So like, for instance, if y'all wanted certain roads done and someone says, well, you're just doing it because of my family member or something like that, it was a way to kind of take, any type of personability out of there. But yes, I would expect y'all to listen to your residents and see what they recommend in
Yeah,
terms
which-
of being paid.
I would think if we'd all came up with 3 or 4 or 5 roads in each district that need attention.
Yes.
And then we can just group that all together. That saves us $9,800. I mean, that's,
And that's available to all, that's great. So it's our roads, the state, whatever ones. Very cool, very cool.
Can we say yes to number 9? Proceed with that? If everyone's cool with that?
I'm good with that.
Oh, that's replacing the light, yeah.
Yes, number 9 on there is the light pole that's out on the bridge. We finally tracked down a vendor that has that. And so if y'all are okay with it, I'll
Yes.
move forward with that. It's the only vendor that we've been able to find that can get something even close to what was original for there.
On number 15, as far as the beautification, I'm obviously a big proponent of that. Something was mentioned about the schools being able to help out. I would absolutely take a weekday that we can have students go and organize on a weekday. I know we're looking at a weekend also, but for students on a weekday, I'd be happy to.
Funny you should say that. April 3rd is Broom's Legacy Day. Last time they came out and did
Yep,
the
I
work
remember
out here
that.
at Town
Yep.
Hall.
Yeah.
So that'll be a day that's separate from the cleanup that they can come out. And I've already been talking to some of their teachers. One option is to have their art teacher and some of the art students come out and touch up the mural that's down by the museum. And they may do something somewhere else. But I'm looking for some suggestions and some ideas in terms of what the students can be doing for their Legacy Day.
I think that too, if you're out there picking up garbage, you're less likely to be throwing garbage out the window. You realize, something that they see, it's not easy stuff to do, and just how simple it is not to throw your garbage out the window.
I would rather them do that for the cleanup day, but on their legacy day, if you can provide something that's a little bit more meaningful than just, picking up garbage, because they really loved doing this little project over here, because they knew that it was going to be something they'd come back and see the benefit of it. But that's completely up to y'all, however y'all want to do that.
I would not suggest having them do the mural, because it's sort of like those, no offense to the students, you get a painting from your kid and you have to put it on the fridge, and maybe they're not all artists, but we would be stuck with it.
So,
It needs to be more so somebody professional.
Yeah.
So it's my understanding, and Tony, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the old art teacher actually did that mural.
It's Barbie part of, it was with school district.
Okay,
Let's move on.
okay.
That's not something we have to decide right now.
No.
Number 11 on there is the Packlet Glendale Blue Way Special Fund. If y'all have any recommendations on that, please let me know. I've already sent a recommendation. This is not something the council necessarily votes on, because it's not part of the town, but it's something that Elaine Harris had set or created years ago. But the 3 members who were on that awards committee are all passed away. And I've had them consider Miss Kirby to be on that awards committee, just because she knew Elaine and she kind of knew what she may be interested in. But if y'all can think of some people who may be interested in being on that, it doesn't have to just be 3, it could be 5, it could be 9, it could be a lot of different people.
You completed.
Sir,
I was just asking, was you finished?
I'm reading through to make sure.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Number 10, Board, Commission, Committees. Consider an appointment to the Board of Zoning. Here we
There
have,
is a space that's open on the Board of Zoning Appeals. I don't have anybody in mind. This was something that I think you didn't have anybody at the last meeting. I don't have anybody at this time, but it's an opportunity that y'all can nominate some if you like. If you don't, we can move on to the next item on that.
Did Dee Dee ever come back? Didn't she say? She can't? Okay, because I know she had said something about it.
The only time that a non-resident can be on one of the boards is the Construction Board of Appeals.
Okay.
And they have to be, have a certain amount of experience in that field.
does anybody have a nomination at this time?
If we're moving on to B, did you get the application for Josh Konigsecker?
Sir?
Did you get Josh
Yes,
Konigsecker's?
I got his
Okay.
application. We're good to go, so y'all can make that motion.
I will make a motion to nominate Joshua Konigsecker to the Construction Board of Appeals.
I second it.
All in favor? Item 11A, consider regard to the chipper truck or the chipper repair replacement.
Since I sent this out to y'all, I did get a response back from the company up in near Charlotte in Rock Hill. And for the cost of it was about $720 that they had to charge the town to take the engine out and to completely dismantle it. But they have not given us a cost estimate on what it would take to fix it.
I think we should hold this until we have that number then.
Sure.
Can I just ask a question too about that with, if we do decide to lease it as opposed to repair, because this is the same chipper from where we have problems like a year or two
It's in
ago
really
too,
nice
right?
shape. It's just got a bad engine.
It's just the
It's-
engine?
It's in nice shape. It just has a bad engine. That's why I would like to wait to see this quote. This could be, much cheaper than anything else on there to fix. I think that's the way to go.
Well, my only question is, because the third option was to lease it. And if we do lease it and we only need it so often, if we lease something like that, then would the company we lease it from be responsible for all the upkeep and repairs where we wouldn't have to keep
do you mean
fixing it
rent?
if this becomes too much
Which
of
would
a
be the same
burden?
as renting. The renting would be a better deal to use it, renting it as, if we lease, we're locked into a lease. Where if we rent it, say, hey, we need it for 3 days, we can go, we can just rent it for 3 days. I think that would be the better option of those two.
Okay,
Did we get a
then they
cost
would
on
be
that?
liable for the
Absolutely, yeah.
upkeep.
Yeah,
Okay,
anytime you
okay.
rent, just like if you go rent a lawnmower or something from a rental place, they're going to be responsible for.
Did we get a cost on that, Patrick?
Yes, you've got that on there as equipment rental on there. Option
Yeah,
3.
it's,
I was estimating that you would probably would use it about 2 days per month for 2 days per month for 12 months, and so it would be a cost of approximately $957 or an annual cost of $11,484.
So depending on how much, so it's already been 7,000 and some dollars to take it apart.
700.
Okay, 700, okay, yeah, that's a lot more reasonable. I thought I heard 7,000, thank you.
Like I say, like Jamie said, we'll know more when they,
They had a long backlog, so they were finally able to get to it yesterday, and so it'll probably be another week. As soon as I get information, as soon as I find out, I can forward it to y'all.
okay, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Item B, there was no action taken. Number 12, new business. Item A, no action was taken. Item B, no action was taken. And item C was no action taken at this moment. D, consider resolution establishing council committees.
Do we want to discuss this at the retreat?
Yeah, I think this is retreat, right?
Dive
Okay.
deeper? I mean, we could,
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me too.
do we need to pass the resolution now? We could vote at the retreat. It's a public meeting.
Yeah, I mean, you go ahead and pass this, and then the retreat decide on
Just
who's
fill
going to be
it.
on which committee.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So we want to take a motion that we
Well, let's,
establish it, or we on?
how,
I really like the idea of it. I think that would give us more of a centralized, certain people are getting the information, we're ready for the discussion when we get here, and our meetings won't probably be as long, we'll be more efficient about it.
I'd like to discuss though the different committees and like maybe dial those in more. I probably should have got to that and sent you an email. If you guys don't mind, I mean, unless you are all set on these particular committees,
I think they could be tweaked a little bit.
yeah, let's, if you guys don't mind,
Yeah.
next week at the retreat, maybe.
Okay. Item E, consider awarding bids for the HVAC service for the Packlet Mills Post Office.
The lowest bid on there came from the HVAC Depot. Pull it up real quick.
Is there any reason not to go with the lowest bid?
I have no reason that you wouldn't go with the lowest bid.
Have we worked with any of these companies before?
You've worked with one of those companies before. Give me a couple seconds, I'm just trying to find it real quick. Here we go.
Yeah, that's similar.
The town has worked with WB Guerman. They're the ones who actually installed the unit at the Public Works Building. And they were the lowest at that time. Priority also had bid for that one, but they weren't the lowest at the time. But I've reached out and talked to the guy from HVAC. 10-year parts, 2 years labor. And I think you can start as soon as possible. Most of these guys are saying it's a day's job.
Did you get that model number? Is it part of their contract? Is it in there so we have it? where
I
this
can
is?
make that part. So what ends up happening is y'all, at tonight's meeting, y'all select which one.
Okay.
I posted on the website, and so anybody has a chance to protest which one we actually select. They've got 15 days, and after the 15 days, I create a contract, and I can specifically say that model number, that information specifically, and if you'd like to, I can send you a copy of it so you can review it before the mayor signs it, and then that company does.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that, because they didn't list one, that we don't end up with one that's not up to par, and that's why we're paying a way lower price, or, just to make sure we're getting the quality out of it.
And Rheem is the same equipment that the town of Packlet has for town hall.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to accept the bid from HVAC Depot.
Second.
All in favor?
And that's actually resolution,
Mm-hmm. 2026-02. Nope, I'm sorry. You don't have a number on there.
I'm having the same problem that you have, Mr. Brackett.
12E.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, 12E.
Yeah, I had a resolution on there. I can't find it right now. Here it is, right here. It's resolution 2026-04, and it's to select HVAC Depot as the lowest bidder, but y'all have already done that. Did they do it all in favor on that? Okay.
Yes.
The cost was $7,350, and it would be coming out of the town's capital fund.
Okay, moving on to item F, discussion regarding trails in Packlet.
So I requested this be added. I don't think there's any action to be taken. However, we just had this feasibility study completed. I wanted to make sure you all had a copy. I also wanted to talk about a little bit about the work that's being done and some of the different organizations and people were getting interested in this. This is not something I've done. There's a lot of people that have been working on these trails. Paul Lyle, Pal, Paul Abbott now is interested in helping us, which is kind of the newest person that's jumped on board. Patrick's work.
I talked to John Woodsby from the county, Parks and Rec.
Right, yeah, I shouldn't have started naming names, honestly. Well, what's exciting is that these things have been moving forward in the background very slowly, painfully, slowly, unfortunately. I don't know if many of you guys weren't here, but 2022, my first year on council, I expressed interest in making Packlet more walkable. I got very sidetracked immediately after that and intended to kind of spearhead this more full-time, but did not. And now that I'm able to focus a little more on it, and Jamie has picked, Councilman Cooper's picked it up. He's done a ton of work. We've both actually worked on this with our bare hands, some of these trails. But I'd like to gauge the interest from council as far as whether council's committed to supporting these projects, how committed, financially committed, or, these connecting the trails to the county projects, I think, is the biggest, most important thing. It's also going to be the hardest thing. We've got several miles to cover. We now have Riverbend Aggregates that has committed to 2 miles of trails, and they may already be, I think they're talking with Mr. Lyle on starting that.
Yes, they've been talking to Mr. Lyles. If y'all remember from the development agreement between the town of Packlet and Riverbend Aggregates, they agreed to provide the 2 miles of riverfront for a bike pathway, a walking pathway, not only provide that area, but to also cover the cost of installation as well. And so Mr. Lyles is working with them right now to go ahead and see that installation happen, because it's extremely low-hanging fruit. It doesn't cost you any money. It's their property. They're going to cover the cost. They're going to do it, and then it's in, and then the town can say, we've got 2 miles. Let's do more.
So I recently met with County Councilman Abbott, and he expressed a lot of interest in getting some of these jump-started, actually physically working on trails. He's going to work on the county level to see what kind of funds might be available, but it would be good if Packlet showed an equal interest, and I don't know how that's going to materialize. All I know is we've got board members from Packlet Preservation Society working on it every week, other local civic clubs. If you guys want to organize work days, let's talk about what this should look like. I think it's super important to actually create the adventure destination that we've talked about Packlet becoming. We've got the river as our biggest natural resource. I think we need to show that off with trails, but that's really the only thing I had.
As far as the part that the Riverbend would be responsible for, does that actually get us all the way into town Packlet, or we're just going to have this chunk of trail that's hanging out there that you can't really access from Packlet anyway?
That's an issue. It does not connect right now.
No, not right now. It's going to be on their property.
Yeah, it's a piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, it's not a beginning or end. It's kind of in the middle, so.
Yeah.
It's a big piece, though.
It is
Yeah.
a good chunk, yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean, moving forward with that would be phenomenal, but then the issue becomes, okay, we want it to be for Packlet, we want it to access the river, and it seems like we have some obstacles there. Is it a lot of private
Well,
property between, or is it mostly, because I think some of that's Milliken property, some of that's private property?
They are providing access through their property, so you can get to the trail from, is it Hammett? Yeah.
Yeah, Hammett's Grove.
Unfortunately, it doesn't, you could go there and back. So you can get to the trail, and 2 miles is a significant trail. But yes, creating the link is going to be the hard part.
Has Milliken shown any interest in helping to develop some of their part on their
Yes.
property? Like, are they going to come up with funding for parts of their property?
We don't know that they'll bring up, provide the funding, but they are interested in allowing or being a part of the project. We just don't know what extent. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot to show them. They have expressed in the past that they are not going to be the catalyst, and I don't blame them for that, but they will support us if we show some initiative. So we need to show that initiative, and I'm not
You
sure
got
how.
you got 4 properties that go between, I just didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
There's 4 properties that are not owned by Riverbend and not owned by Packlet Milliken. Packlet Milliken's always said they seemed like there would be a community partner on this. Whether they would cover the cost of installation, I don't think so. But the biggest hurdle that you run to on something like this is being able to be provided the land to be able to put this on. And so there's only about 4 pieces of property that would get you into Packlet Milliken property and then into the town of Packlet. At this time, PAL is primarily focusing all their time on the Saluda Grade Trail. And once that gets further on the way, once they're done with that, their next project is Packlet, and seem to get this project underway as well.
So PAL has just 2 property owners. It might be 4 lots, but it's 2 property owners that they haven't quite gotten a commitment from.
There's 3, possibly 4, that I know of that are on here.
Okay.
But there's actually more, there's 5 properties, but one of them's owned by Packlet Milliken. If you look on the map right here, this space right here in the middle is a Packlet Milliken property. But anyway, one thing that I'm not sure if you've heard from Mr. Cooper on there is John Woodsby came out today. We went around and walked the dummy line. It's 0.6 miles that goes from the traffic circle back around to Montgomery. I was shocked at how well it's been maintained by some of the volunteers. It still has a crush and run base underneath there. Very, very minimal stuff would need to be done to get that property up and running on there. And it sounds as if that the county may be interested in covering, or they may, through Mr. Abbott, may be interested in covering some of those costs on there, because it may not be as much as we.
When you're talking about the traffic, okay, see, that's where I'm getting a little confused about this, because when I'm looking at these maps, it looks like the trail is going to head down here, like you're gonna have to go down Green Street and end up on that trail that already kind of is there
So
to
we're
head
talking
up
about-
towards that, but then we've got stuff coming down here that I don't think that's on the map, right?
We're talking about 2 different things,
Yeah,
and
it's
so
Okay.
2 different trails.
I'll show you real quickly on here.
So this down here, though, isn't going to be part of this overall big plan, right?
Yeah,
The-
Powell has their own design that's upstream. We've got kind of our own plans we'd like to attach that's more downstream. It's kind of low-hanging fruit. The trails are almost done. We've pretty much, they were almost complete, so we went ahead. But ultimately, if we can connect them all, that's the issue, connecting all of these.
Okay, so that's the one that goes down by the river, you go through the gate down there, but it loops all the way back up, okay.
Right.
And that's all Packlet Milliken property, so
That's
we
all
don't have
Packlet
any kind of issue with easement, because they've said that's fine.
We will have to work through that, and we will have to get an easement before the county can do any work out there. But I think that's something we can work towards if that's something that the council is interested in.
It's the former railroad tracks that goes all the way up to Mittens downtown.
Oh, it goes that far.
That's another thing and we can talk about that in the retreat, is I'm looking at the total, what they used to call the dummy line or the spurred line that goes from East Main Street all the way down to the circle is about 3 miles total. And I'm currently working on what would it take for the town of Packlet to end up gaining ownership of that from either the Southern Company or Milliken. But we can talk about that at the retreat.
I was going to say, so the general question was, is there an interest from council to do this? My opinion, yes. I'm very much interested in getting trails somehow, and I'm sure there's a lot more nitty-gritty we'll have to dig into, but
I
mean,
think most of the council are, but, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for myself, I'm interested to follow through on some of this, for sure.
What's great about the committees is that's an opportunity for those committees to go a little bit more in the weeds and kind of learn a lot more and walk the trails and walk the possibilities, and so more stuff to talk about at the retreat.
All righty, that sounds good. Anybody, Ms. Walker, you have anything?
No comment.
Ms. Green?
I'm going to respectfully ask that we work on shortening these meetings, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, you making me look bad.
Respectfully.
Yes, ma'am.
No
All right.
comments from me.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper? Mr. Brackens?
I just do have one. I had a constituent that asked me to make it aware to all of council that they would like us to follow up and maybe give the public some information about the Muni Code that was done. They're just wanting to see if we have updates, if what's being done exactly with that, where we're at with it.
Do you want me to give that right now?
No, again, that can be something for the retreat as well. I don't want to hold everybody up, but that,
Sure.
I mean, I share that too. I think Muni Code will be a really great thing. I would like to hear about where we're at with it.
Meeting adjourned.
Gotta have a motion.
No, you gotta make a motion.
Do I make a, do I have a motion to meet?
I
I make a
motion.
motion, we adjourn.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Now meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Sorry.